If there's one thing I love in this world, it's action games. Oh man, do I love action games. From the very good ones to the really shitty ones. It's the reason I once tried and failed to play every single game on the Spectacle Fighter tag. I've seen things no other man should ever see. It is a journey that has led me to find the wackiest, goofiest, and dare I say, silliest games out there. And it is on that vein that I wish to share with you guys a game that I found. A game that promotes, endorses, and encourages depopulation, deforestation, and the cultural appreciation of Mayan society. The game I am of course talking about is 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. This game falls under the label that was once called the God of War clone, a term to encompass games that have a fixed camera, gleeful amounts of diplomacy, an angry protagonist, and combat centered around pressing buttons on your controller, a mechanic that is strangely absent from modern games. But the term has more or less become redundant over the years, especially since CBR posted an article about God of War clone and chose Metal Gear Rising as their first pick. The story begins when an evil rich dude gets angry at you after he overhears you pretending to speak Chinese. So to get his revenge, he goes to kill you, but rather than by killing you by putting a bullet in your head like any normal person would do, he gets his assassin to use an ancient weapon to stab you. Because goddammit, he found it and he's gonna find a way to use it.
We almost made it an entire day without a workplace accident.
Fortunately, the ancient weapon came loaded with the best operating system, which runs an update and brings you back to life, with increased stamina, increased strength, and increased risk of colon cancer. Now with the power of Temple OS, you become the valiant and unstoppable warrior, Choo Choo, and watch your revenge unfold as the budget noticeably drops between cutscenes. The story is dumb, and boy is it great. The fights, the explosion, the dialogue. This game is absolutely making fun of itself. The main villain keeps calling and saying these ridiculously evil things.
Any employee who falls to Mr. Briggs will find themselves joined in the afterlife by their immediate family.
And then Choo Choo and the mask have these silly conversations, and the mask says some weird shit like,
The Temple of Atam. We gave offerings to the Kenicha Hao in this holy place. I ate my first human heart here as a child.
One part in particular, the game has us chasing an evil assassin lady, and then when we get separated and done in some waterfall minigame, we come out of the other side, and this is what the title card location says. Perfect. Either way, if you're playing this game hoping for a magnum opus of storytelling to top The Witcher 3 itself, you'll find it. It just takes some mental gymnastics. The combat is an incredible affair as you get your 4 weapons. You got your scythe, the heavy, the knives, the whip. Beyond that, each weapon has a surprising amount of skills and shit attached to it, all of which you don't need to unlock. As soon as you get the weapon, you have them, which is great. I love that. Marlow Briggs is already short as it is, no need to add unnecessary level grinding. Oh man, look at this action. When you use the whip, the camera shakes so much it makes me want to puke. Holy shit. Expansive combat aside, the actual combat consists of finding what ability is broken as shit and spamming it. With normal goons, the grab button works just fine. It doesn't get fucking old watching these poor dudes who are probably getting paid minimum wage get thrown off a mountain. Then you got flamethrower guys, spam knives. The shield men, oh the shield men are insane. Grab any goon and toss them. This stuns them and then makes them drop their shield, funny as hell. Scorpions, ride them and never stop using their heavy attack. Then these dickhead ghosts who disappear. What do you do with these? You just grab them and toss them around. I'm telling you, man, performing a yeet on people is the funniest shit. So, how does this game fare as a God of War clone? It's actually pretty good. There aren't a lot of games that use Mesoamerican mythology for their lore. I mean, there's that game, Aztec, Forgotten Gods. That game is like, well, it's Truth be told, I bought Marlow Briggs to rag on it because it looks stupid, and it was $1. But you know what? I kind of like the game. If anything else, it's fun, and that's all I ask for my video games. Throwing people off a mountain never gets old. I mean, yeah, that's just basically what I did the entire time. I just grabbed someone and threw them into the wall, into a train, to a fan. Aside from the lame-ass turret sections and the weird holes in reality, minigames and puzzles that are insanely obnoxious in action game, everything just flows well together. The combat never managed to get boring or annoy me. The game is short enough to have that kind of flow. Give me the skills without the right move. Like I said, it's short and you want to be able to do everything at once. The story is trying to actively get a giggle out of you, which is nice. Now, all my praise for the game kind of goes into the shitter because the game soft locked on me. It bugged out and enemies wouldn't spawn, so I couldn't progress. I reset the game, I reload saves, all that shit, but it wouldn't budge. The only real solution was to reset the game from the beginning and play up to this part. But then I thought to myself, do I really want to spend my afternoon replaying the fantastic adventures of Choo Choo without any guarantee that there will be a fix? Or do I want to go do something else? So I went to Longhorn and ate an outlaw ribeye with some A1 sauce on it, with a load of potato soup as my side. It was pretty good. Sorry Marlow Briggs, you're fun, but if I had to choose between you or food, food wins every time. Actually, that goes for most games. So yeah, Marlow Briggs is pretty good. Should you play it? Nah, probably not. Go eat at Longhorn instead.